What's up, everybody? What's up? I am LaRonda Marie, and I am excited about today's show. What's going on? This is actually my first time doing this segment, and I'm so excited to be one of the new correspondents for Swag Her magazine. So I'm excited. Just a little bit about myself. I'm a former singer-songwriter. I used to do music for quite a few years. And then I transitioned into my own platform, Under Construction with LaRonda Marie, and where I just did different interviews about different people that had life journeys and that could help us kind of navigate through our life journey. So if you had a situation in your life, there's somebody else that was probably just like you. And so I would bring those people in on just have a pretty much a conversation like we're about to have today. And they could just give you some gems to help you navigate through your own journey. So that's a little bit about me. But today's guest, I'm so excited. She's going to be joining us in about 5 minutes. Akilah. I'm going to let her tell her Akilah Roberts. I'm going to let her tell you about her, and then we'll just dig into our conversation. But I do want to do a few housekeeping items while before Akilah comes on and joins me. Again, like I said, I'm with Swag Her magazine. You guys are here, so you know all about it. But if you are a woman in business, if you're a CEO, if you're a coach, if you are just a woman boss, a boss girl, just a boss woman, and you need to expand your platform in any type of way, then jot on over. We have some great specials this month. Our editor-in-chief Fancy's birthday was on yesterday, and so she has some birthday deals out there. So everything is up to about 50% off. It's about 4 or 5 packages, but just swing on over to swaggeronline.com, and you can check those packages out. And I'm sorry. No, I can't hear you yet. Okay. And I just wanted to say, guys, join the conversation with Akilah and I, because we're going to be discussing, yes, her services, but then we're also going to be discussing what's, some real time information that's going on today, real time, with these divorces that are going on across the country, and in a really focusing on Hollywood. What we've been seeing in these different couples, it just seems like it's just an enormous amount of divorces that are going on. We're going to kind of hit on that subject and kind of just talk about different things about the divorce. I personally have been through one myself, so I hope I will be able to give some great insight on that. But it's been 20 years since my divorce, so so I'm sure a lot can come out of this conversation. So I'm just excited about joining Akilah joining me today. Anyway, again, my name is LaRonda Marie, and I just encourage you to put your comments in and questions in as we go through the conversation. If you have anything to say, then just please feel free to put it in comments, and we'll try to get to those questions as much. Hey, Lisa, how you doing? Said Dwayne is saying folks love the idea of being married till it's time to be married. Yes, I agree. A lot of times it does seem that way. I mean, we're going to hit on that a little bit later on in our discussion. But Akilah will be joining us in just a couple of minutes. But again, my name is LaRonda Marie. This is my first time up on the What's Going On segment. So y'all let me know in the comments how I'm doing. Encourage me. Only encouraging things, please. This is my first time up. All right. So please, let's see. I have a long one. Let's see. Okay, Dwayne. Great. Then Dwayne, you'll be able to give us a lot of insights. He says that he's speaking as someone who is recently divorced, 14 years of marriage, right? That's what's been going on. A lot of these marriages aren't like 2 or 3 year marriages. Some of these marriages are just like yourself, 14 years, 21 years. It's quite quite a many years that these couples have been together, and for some reason they just wasn't able to keep it going. So thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate that. Maximilian says, I'm doing a great job. I appreciate any encouraging word. And see, I think Akilah is going to be joining us in about 1 more minute. And hopefully, let me know if you're ready. Give me a thumbs up if you're ready. I'm going to bring her in and add her to the stream. It's 12 o'clock, so let's go ahead and get started. Hey!
Hey, everyone.
How are you doing today?
I am great. I am great. I'm so happy to be on this platform. Thank you guys for having me. I'm ready to talk about it.
Let's tell the people a little bit about yourself, Akilah. Go ahead and let them know who you are and what you all about.
Yes. So as you can see, I go by the name Quiet Storm Author. As LaRonda told you, my name is Akilah Roberts. I am also a business owner through Phenomenal Expressions, where I am an author of nonfiction and fiction novels, children novels, and I also do book editing, and I write in magazines. So I'm pretty much considered what they call a serial entrepreneur. So I dib and dab in all things related to books and writing. So one of the books that I have published is The Miseducation. Not sure if you guys can see it. It's a little glitchy. I'm a little virtual. So one of the books that I have is The Miseducation of Becoming an Adult. So it is a anthology where there are a total of 13 authors or 12 authors that came together, and we discuss conversations like depression and suicide, marriages, moving away, finding a job, a lot of different topics that are kind of related to what I want to talk about, what's in the entertainment world, because everything is a retrograde, everything is in the cosmos, and everything is a phenomenon, and everything goes together. So that is why I am here, to give you guys a little spill on myself and to talk about what's going on, because it's going on everywhere.
It is. You are so right. I had a chance to take a look at your website, by the way. I loved it. It's very informative. Let me go ahead and make sure I show the people that for you. So it should be coming down just at the bottom of the screen. If you want to reach out to Quiet Storm, you want me to call you Quiet Storm or Akilah? What you want to do?
We can go with Quiet Storm.
We can go with Quiet Storm. Okay, so if you want to reach out to Quiet Storm, you should see that right at the bottom. It gives her website and her email address, I believe. Yes, it does. And so you can reach out to her and check out her services, because they are quite a few services. Not only is she an author, but she also is an editor. And so she can help you. From what I found out, she can actually help you get started on your book from the start to the finish. Is that correct?
That is right. That is right. So yes, I can help you with the ebook. I can help you with the print. I can get you started with your formatting, as far as the structure of your novel, your manuscript, whichever. If you wanted to do poems, a poem book, if you wanted to do a children's book, I have resources and connections as well to help guide other authors. But my main thing in what I am doing right now is editing. And I have a promotion going on right now where it's just a penny a word.
Ooh.
So I am only
that's a good deal, y'all. I love it. That's a great deal, y'all. Jump on that.
A penny a word. So and that is going on until the end of the year. Okay. Prices will go up next year. I'm still developing and I'm still working on my craft. So a penny a word for any manuscript, any type of writing, documents, novels, children's books, I'm your girl. I got you covered. I have the reviews. I have I have people who can vouch for me and say, she knows what she's doing. So come on to Phenomenal Expressions, Facebook, Instagram, and sign up.
That's right. It was something that just pulled at me on your website. Your motto is to be expressive in your beliefs, goals, and motives. What does that mean?
So a lot of times, me being an educator, a lot of times it's hard for people to be able to express themselves. So, and I want people to know that to be expressive and to be creative, it doesn't necessarily mean talking. You don't have to be talkative or, loud to be able to express yourself. You can express yourself through writing, painting, drawing, fashion. You could be expressive in your hair, in your makeup. There are so many different ways that you can express your eccentric self. And I like people to be who they are. I like people to be who they are and express yourself the way that you were born to be. And that's a lot of things that I like. That's one of the things that I like to preach on, is to hold on to your true self, the person that you were in your adolescence, because that's the person who is closest to you, the person that you are supposed to be. I used to always write. So that's why I knew that was my destiny, to be a writer.
Yeah, it's so therapeutic. Journaling is definitely something, and just to know how far you've come. If you're writing down every step, I'm writing down everything. I just started my locks. I'm writing down everything. I'm taking pictures because you want to know kind of how far you've come and what you were thinking at the time, and all of that. All those emotions is just a great way to for therapy, and it's free.
Absolutely, it's definitely
free, and it's
therapy.
just for you. It was another thing. I think you said it was an African affirmation. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together.
Absolutely.
I love that. What is that?
Absolutely.
What does that affirmation mean to Quiet Storm?
Networking. Not being scared to do what we're doing right now.
Right.
Not being scared to connect with other people and to get out there and get outside your comfort zone. I'm from Rochester, New York. So I'm so surprised that I have connected with people from all over the world. I've connected people from Cali, New Orleans, South Carolina, North Carolina, Florida. So you have to, and social media plays a big part in that. Without social media, I don't know what would happen, but social media is very influential to one's career.
Yeah.
So just not being scared to connect with different people, join groups. People have a bunch of different groups that they create. Join the groups, collab with different people, and just understanding that you can do it alone, but why would you want to?
Right.
Why would you want to?
Right. That is so true. Why would you? Because you can't be everywhere. You can't know everything. Somebody that's successful had a hand up some kind of way, had some advice some kind of way, had a mentor, a teacher, someone that they were able to I mean, unless you the created God yourself, you really need someone, and you need a community of people, not just one or two people. You get as many in your community that you can trust and hold on to. And I love that. That yeah, you can try to do it by yourself, and you probably will tire. Yourself out. Just let me know. Okay, good. Okay.
No problem.
We're back.
We're back.
Technology, it want to do what it want to do somehow.
Exactly.
Just be patient with the conversation. So I had a chance to take a look, the Miseducation of Loving an Adult Anthology book series. So it's talking about several different subjects in that. You can purchase that on Amazon. I've seen that you can purchase it. I think it's less than $10. So you go out, purchase the book. It's on Amazon. It can come. Look, it can get right to you in just a couple of days. Had I known that, it had already been here, but I did go ahead and purchase it myself. So I will
Thank you.
probably be in your inbox with some questions. But yes, guys, go out, grab that, and it's on Amazon. But we would. We're going to discuss, if you don't mind. I just want to kind of switch up. Did you have anything else that you wanted to tell your audience about your services? At all, just let me know right now, and then before we switch over, because I'm going to switch over to another topic.
Yes. So the interesting thing about me is me being an author is that I discuss topics that we're going to be crossing over to. So it's all going to go over smooth. But yes, I am an author of the phenomenal expression of the miseducation of becoming an adult, which is available on Amazon, or you can go to my website, which is down on the scroll bar, www.phenomenalexpressions.org, and you can receive a copy. I discussed marriages. I discussed my life story. No, I was not married before, but I've gone through domestic violence, custody issues, child support, all of the things that become barriers when you separate from your spouse, your partner, your boyfriend, your girlfriend. So this is why I wanted to talk about that, because it relates to what I do. Again, book editing services as well. A penny your word. Get the book.
Get it
for book editing. Yes. let's turn over.
Get it. Well, I did do a little research on the divorce rate, and to my surprise, the divorce rate has actually decreased. But also another point of that is that marriages have decreased as well. So I'm sure that has a lot to do with it. And it's in certain age groups do better than others, specifically the millennials, because they're waiting so long to get married. They are staying married. And then those baby boomers who you thought, I personally experienced that myself with my parents divorcing after like 36 years of marriage. So I mean, it happens on a daily basis, all the time. But I tell you what, Black Hollywood just seemed like
like
I'm like, what is going on? What is really going on? What is happening? Do you think that their social media transparency has a lot to do with why these marriages are taking the turn that they are? What do you think about it?
Absolutely. I absolutely agree with the image is what is allowing these relationships to fail. And I believe it's just, like I said, it's in the cosmos. It is really in the cosmos. Tia, she's in TV. Brad Pitt, he's into sports. Miguel, he's into music. So all of these things, these people are on high platforms. All three of them are on high platforms. And they chose to marry people that are not at their level. They chose spouses who don't meet their expectations. So they kind of married down, and because of their image is so high, I believe they have crossed a crossroad that they're bumping heads and they're clashing because they don't have a eye level understanding, because you're not at my level.
That's a perspective that you definitely can come from. And guys, please like and share the broadcast. Get as many people on board with us so they can join the conversation. Please just like and share the broadcast right now. And so I understand where you're coming from, because I know the story of Tia and her husband. I'm a person that's actually really surprised. I followed them all in July when they was in Italy with their family. And so I'm a person that was actually surprised, but I also am a fan of home of All-American Homecoming, and I noticed that he got a job now. So I'm not, I'm not going to speak on what is going on in anybody's marriage. That's between them. But public, what they have publicly given us, what they've actually said in the little subliminals that Tia has put out, it just kind of seems like something may went awry for a little bit. But I do know he got a new job, and he hadn't been, uh, a A-lister.
But
Ever.
you see how you have to point that out though to
Yeah,
realize like,
it's
okay, he does
noticeable.
have a job, but you don't see him working often. Now, I'm not saying that money was an issue because they met when they were just kids.
Yeah,
She was in
absolutely.
Sister, I believe, at that point, but she met when they were just a kid, so they were still developing.
Right. They
But
were friends for years. So it wasn't
right,
like they just got married. Even the marriage of what is it, Tom Brady, what's going on with Tom Brady and his model wife. I think her name is Giselle. I'm more into
I call
Tom
him
than the
Brad.
wifey. Yeah, you did call him Brad. I would go correct you, but Tom Brady and his wife, it from what we can see, it would make you assume that the reason is because he keeps, going back to football, and she may be in she disagrees with it. But I'm again, this is only what they're putting out in public. I'm only saying my opinion. But
Exactly.
what are your thoughts on that? I mean, because I probably don't agree with most women in that situation, because I'm a sports girl, and I would understand that, hey, when I met my husband, he played football, and most people have a 25-year job, really,
Right.
before they retire. So I personally is I'm personally thinking, hey, go ahead and stick that on out, sweetheart, because he's 45 years old. He's not going to do it more than at least maybe 2 more years.
Yes,
And why
yes.
break up that family? If that's the reason. Now it could be something totally different. What are your thoughts on that breakup?
He is one of the greatest. He is one of the
Absolutely.
greatest. There are so many fans. He has so many fans. Um, and he's one of the greatest. So as a supportive wife, you would have to be supportive in his decision to want to keep being in the game. But as a supportive husband, you
Mm,
would have to understand that maybe it's taking a toll on not only you but me, because we are partners. So when
mm,
you step out on that field, you're not alone. I'm
mm.
with you. The
Right.
kids are with you. We are with you. And it's not always about you.
I get
So,
you.
right. So it goes tangible hand in hand. So, with that being said, I still feel like if he married somebody who was maybe a physical therapist in football, or somebody who
Understand.
knows, you know what I'm saying? Somebody who's in
Understand.
that field, who can have a relatable mindset to
That's
understand,
right.
I know what it's like and I get it because I'm there with you. Really, I'm really there with you. But you know what I'm saying? So I just feel like they didn't choose the right partner. That's why I feel like it didn't work, because
That's
they didn't
why.
choose the right person.
And
That's just my
thank you
honest
so much for
opinion.
sharing. I see that you shared. People are saying, I think Tom is a good guy and she's a bossy wife. Nicole is saying, what's happening when he's playing football? That could be the problem. You may want to expand on that question. He's playing football. That's what's happening. Here's my thing, um, for the majority of I've been divorced for over 20 years, so I was single. And so when I couldn't, she has the means, they have the means to get help. So I understand it could be a strain, but it's not a strain like it would be with the regular people walking around.
Right,
And so
exactly.
it can be a little selfishness in that. It could be that, we had an agreement and you've gone back on that agreement, and now I'm done. But in that instance, again, it's marriage. It's compromise and it's understanding, because really, do you want a man around the house that don't really want to be there? His heart is somewhere else. Do you really want that guy there? And then he's blaming you, and he's then he'll look, those are just some lines that maybe you don't want to cross. But I do understand if you have an agreement and we've sat down as a family, as a couple, and we've decided this, and now you have reneged, that can be,
that could be a deal breaker. And they make so many jokes in social media that's why he keeps going back to football, because he doesn't want to be home.
I mean,
he doesn't want to be home.
Do you really want to be there? Because I mean, how much is the great Tom Brady really practicing? I mean, I do watch football, and they don't let nobody touch Tom, so he pretty much can do and go and be whatever he can do whatever he wants to do. He has earned that, and he has that. Another couple was Anthony Anderson. I don't know his wife's name because, again, I'm just a Blackish fan.
I love Blackish too.
But him and his wife of 21 years also have decided to call it quits. Now, they've done it a couple of times in the past where they've been able to reconcile, but it looks like this time really happening. And so it's just like, what is going on?
This is actually with Blackish, that is actually his first family role where he has a wife and a family, and they're playing that type of house situation. So that might have been the lever, the push to give his wife to say, maybe I don't like what I'm seeing, or I don't like what's going on. So jealousy is very pivoted in these entertainment individuals. It's very, very hard for an actor, an actress, sports person to be in a relationship when they're kissing, having sex scenes, and they're doing XYZ, and you slip up and end up at a hotel somewhere. What happened? Where you was at? You know what I'm saying?
Well, I was working. That's talking about that goes back to I can't make you trust me. You know what I'm saying? Like that speaks to someone else's insecurity that we can't control. But we do have to, as a couple, in a couple, you have to be mindful of who you're dealing with. Like, all of y'all know who you all are dealing with, because you guys have been in these relationships for years. Wanted to go back to Corey and Tia, because I'm gonna tell you right now, that it broke my heart. Like, it really, really did.
It did me too.
I'm traveling with y'all in Italy and the kids, and now we're in October and we're parting ways.
Because that's the thing. So what we like to do is we like to paint these pictures in social media, and we like to just talk about the good. They had, they're always like, you don't tell people, you don't tell social media your problems. You don't tell them the fights and the arguments, because you have Kanye and Kim.
Woo!
They going at it.
Don't bring them up.
You got Kanye and Kim.
Social media.
They don't mind tweeting on Twitter and telling us all the drama. You know what I'm saying? So when something go down, we not surprised. It don't hit us like a ton of bricks, like Tia did. That came out of nowhere.
I'll be honest, Tia's always been a little fakey to me. I would read his like body language all the time. He's so laid back, like so like not into her. Sometimes it seems like
he be high as hell.
Connected. He would be so almost like the Brandy and her little debacle of a marriage. When she had her little fake marriage, it was kind of like it gave me that same kind of vibes. Anytime I saw her and Corey in interview, it's like such a disconnection. And so it goes back, and now he got his job. What I can appreciate is that he's not trying to get any of her money. She was smart enough to have prenup, and he's not trying to get anything out of that because let Mary J. That what she went through, you can hear it all in her concert. She's dragging and screaming all over the
Right.
floor about her divorce. So
Right.
it
And,
can be
and that
very
just goes
traumatic.
to show that it's not always about men. It's about who makes more money, who is the breadwinner. It's not about, oh, I'm the man, so I'm the one that has to give you half of me. It's about who makes more money. You gonna have to give me more money if you the woman and you make more money. So
Also,
that
and the flip side of that is that, as a man, how is that where that your wife is the breadwinner? Like, we know it's all out in public. It's one thing for me to be at the house and I'm with my husband and I'm making more than him, but it's private, our finances. But we can tell by, because they actors. Okay, well, Tia's out there more than Corey, so we know who the breadwinner is. And oh my goodness, you have to that has to be on a man's mental, on a man. And we as Black women, we know how to cut. We know how to we look, if we want to argue, we know how to cut you deep. We know exactly what to say to get to your manhood. So we just, it's you just don't know what's happening between. I
behind.
don't think
Yeah,
after 14 years, I don't think the man was using this girl. But because you just never know what goes on behind closed doors. And I know, as a Black woman myself, with that, I got a mouth on me that if
absolutely.
I'm trying to hurt you because you've hurt my feelings, I may say something that I cannot take back. And it may do detrimental to his mental, to his heart, and make him want to go out and do some things. And so, because you're trying to feel like a man, but
Right.
I'm not speaking anything, because we don't know anything that has happened. But her subliminal message was like something about an illusion. I'm like, what you didn't have an illusion for 14 years? So
But the funny thing is the game. You see, he looked just like her husband.
he
They
did.
twins. That's the cable man. That is the cable man. He's the satellites. Okay, gotta show you some things. Gotta really show you some things. But
That's
he ain't
okay,
even.
Nicole. That's a good point. She said, I think Corey was into her, but I don't think he liked showing his life on social media. And that's another thing that a lot of times, because we want to be seen, and some of us don't really feel that way. I dated a guy that he never wanted to really be posted. He didn't want, and it's not about him having this secret life. It's just that some people are just not into this social media
Social
life.
media. Yeah.
And so you have to be conscious of that and respectful of that. But when that's your bread and butter, it's kind of hard. And that goes back to what you were saying, finding the right person that,
Exactly. Exactly. Once you go through those motions and once you figure that out, I feel like that is how you sustain a long-term relationship. Because
right.
I've dated, I have two baby dads, two baby fathers, but they're 8 years apart. My daughters are 8 years apart. So it's really about just taking, first of all, you have to take time.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be upset if I see one of them marry or get into another relationship. Because J-Lo don't miss a beat. She married today, divorced tomorrow, in another marriage next week. So, nothing against J-Lo, but she don't miss no beat at the end of the day. But when
She's
you
in
have
love with love. She's in love with love. She's in love with marriage.
I don't have nothing against her, but you have to take time to actually digress. You have to take time to detox from that person and actually relieve yourself of that person before you get into another relationship, and actually get to know the next person inside and out so that you know that this person is for me. Because if you continue to cycle the same thing over and over again, you're gonna keep getting the same results. You're gonna keep getting the same thing.
That's where we're gonna put a pin in it.
You'll keep getting the same thing.
That's it. Our time is up. This has been awesome, Quiet Storm. Look, we ain't been quiet. Well, you ain't been quiet not one bit, okay? And I appreciate you taking the time out your day to come and talk and discuss.
Can I add one more thing? Let me add one more thing.
Go ahead.
It is Brown Sugar's 20-year anniversary.
Oh, okay.
It is the movie Brown Sugar is 20-year anniversary. Mm-hmm. It might be within the cosmos. Find your best friend.
There you go.
Find you a friend first, and then turn him into your husband or her into your wife. I think that retrograde and it kind of full circled around. Yeah. But that's my little ending message on that. I see we glitched a little bit again. But that's my ending message on that one. Find you a friend. Find you a friend.
Find your best friend. I totally agree.